the mental secret of the unbeatable, you'll never react the same again. You were trained to react, to explode when provoked, to explain yourself when criticized, to beg for validation from people who don't even know their own path. And here's the hard truth: as long as you keep reacting like everyone else, you'll keep getting the same mediocre results as everyone else. Most people are slaves to their emotions. One comment is enough to throw them off. One criticism freezes them. But what if I told you there's a mindset that makes you unbeatable? This isn't some self-help talk. It's behavioral science, applied philosophy, daily practice. A secret that great leaders, athletes, and billionaires carry, but few have the courage to adopt. Today, you're going to learn this secret. And if you put it into practice, you'll never react the same again. You'll stop being pushed around by others, and start being the one who sets the direction. But listen, this video isn't for those who want to stay the same. It's for those hungry for life change, growth, control. If that's you, stick with me to the end. Mastering the "nothing affects me" mindset. You know that person who seems immune to chaos? Who keeps their composure while the world falls apart? They weren't born that way. They trained that skill. Learning to act like nothing bothers you isn't about being cold. It's about being strategic. It's like developing a rare kind of personal growth, where you stop letting other people's opinions, unexpected events, or criticism define your day, or worse, your life. The secret lies in daily emotional discipline. Picture this: you wake up, the bus is late, your boss is pressuring you, your phone falls and breaks. Before, you'd freak out. No. You breathe, analyze, and respond calmly. That's evolution. That's real life change. And it's not a gift, it's training. How about starting with a simple habit? Count to 5 before responding to any provocation. This mindset isn't about ignoring everything. It's about choosing what's worth your energy. And energy is the most precious asset for anyone seeking productivity and success. If you waste it on everything, there's none left for what matters. Want to be great? Learn to be selective about what affects you. So, are you ready to learn how to control your emotions instead of being controlled by them? Emotional control equals true power. It's easy to seem strong when everything's going well. But the real test of personal growth is when life pulls the rug out from under you, and you stay balanced anyway. High-impact people don't waste energy on drama, and they don't give in to impulsiveness. They understand that emotional control isn't disguised weakness, it's raw strength. It's the kind of discipline that separates leaders from followers. If you want real success, you need to master self-control. When you learn to turn offense into learning and failure into strategy, everything changes. For example, instead of beating yourself up over a mistake at work, you analyze it, adjust, and come back stronger. It's not about pretending it doesn't hurt. It's about knowing that pain no longer commands you. That, my friend, is real evolution. The bad news: no one's going to do it for you. The good news: you can start now. A great habit is keeping an emotional journal. Write down what shook you during the day, how you reacted, and what you could have done better. Small changes like this create huge impact over time. And when pressure rises, you'll remember what you're building: a bulletproof mind and a future of steady growth, day by day. Daily training for mental toughness. No one becomes unshakable overnight. Just like a strong body is built with training, sweat, and consistency, a strong mind is forged with well-chosen daily habits. Growth lives in the details. That means learning to pause before reacting, breathe before responding, think before exploding. Simple, yes, but powerful enough to change the game. Think with me: every day, life gives you reasons to lose your temper. A rude comment, an unexpected delay, or the classic, "this isn't what we agreed on." Most people react without thinking, but those who seek personal growth do things differently. Before responding, they visualize their most mature self responding calmly. This habit creates a gap between stimulus and reaction. And in that gap lies your power. Want to practice? Create mental resilience rituals. Read daily. I recommend Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Do a 5-minute morning guided meditation, or stick a note on your mirror that says, "You don't have to react to everything." When done with discipline, this kind of training will shape a version of you that withstands pressure and keeps moving toward success. But this is only part of the game. In that space, the mind observes, filters, and acts with precision. Those who master silence, master the environment. Have you noticed that the wisest people usually speak less? That's no coincidence, it's calculation. In a meeting, for instance, those who listen more understand better and speak with more impact. In an argument, Those who use silence as a shield disarm the other without raising their voice. This behavior not only boosts your authority, but also your productivity, because it saves you from unnecessary conflict. Want to apply this? Start responding to questions with a pause. When someone provokes you, don't react. Look, breathe, smile. That's not passivity, it's emotional discipline. This quiet stance commands respect and presence. And it's exactly when you stop talking and start observing that you clearly see who's really ready to handle the pressure that's coming. Calm under pressure. Pressure doesn't build character, it reveals it. In those moments when everything tightens, you either break or you show who you are. Staying calm when chaos erupts is one of the strongest signs of personal growth. And it's not a gift, it's a construction. Those who train their mind daily arrive prepared for battle, while others are still trying to figure out what's happening. Want a practical tip? Simulate chaos. Set a random alarm on your phone and, when it goes off, stop whatever you're doing and take a deep breath for 60 seconds. This simple practice teaches your mind to pause under tension. The more you train this cool-down mode, the faster you regain control in critical moments, and that turns into a powerful advantage in your productivity and discipline. True leaders don't explode, they plan. They don't react in the heat of the moment, they process. That's why in high-demand environments, like business, negotiations, or even relationships, those who stay calm set the pace. This built calm is what sustains your growth, even when everything around you is falling apart. But the game doesn't end there. It also includes learning how to deal with others' judgment. Dealing with criticism rationally. Criticism is like a mirror. Some show the truth, others distort it completely. The key is learning to look with discernment. If you're on a journey of personal growth, you can't afford to be shaken by every opinion. You need to develop a filter, a kind of emotional triage, where the constructive enters and the toxic goes straight out. For example, if someone criticizes your performance, instead of getting defensive, ask, "What exactly can I improve?" That shows maturity and turns the criticism into fuel for growth. But if it's one of those empty, toxic comments just meant to bring you down, ignore it like a child screaming in the back of the room. People who live to please others always have low productivity because their minds are too busy with what doesn't matter. A useful exercise: keep a feedback folder. In it, save compliments you respect and criticisms that make sense. Review that folder whenever you doubt yourself. It'll ground you in what really matters. Because on the road to success, you'll be judged from all sides. And if you don't learn to filter external voices, you'll end up forgetting the only one that matters, your own. And that leads us to the most silent addiction of all. Stop seeking approval. Constantly seeking approval is like running on a broken treadmill. You get tired, you wear yourself out, but you don't go anywhere. As long as you live for what others think, your life will be an exhausting dance on a stage that isn't even yours. Personal growth requires freedom. And that freedom starts when you stop asking for permission to be who you are. The truth. Not everyone will like you. And that's okay. This validation addiction often runs deep. Many times it comes from childhood, scarce praise, or excessive demands. But the good news is, you can reprogram this need. A good starting point is practicing anonymous action. Do something good for someone without telling anyone. That trains your brain to act from inner discipline, not for applause. And little by little, you get stronger. Because true evolution is silent, it doesn't depend on likes. Want real-life change? Then you need to learn to validate yourself. Write down 3 of your achievements each day, big or small, without relying on external recognition. This helps build self-confidence and boosts your productivity. After all, when you act based on what you believe, not what people expect, everything flows more lightly. And in that lightness lies the strength of those who achieve a lot, without making noise. Act in silence, win loudly. People who shout the most are often trying to convince themselves more than others. Have you noticed that? Real achievers don't make a fuss. They act. They work in silence, evolve behind the scenes, create new daily habits, and only show up when the results speak for themselves. That's the path of solid personal growth, one that doesn't need the spotlight to happen. Think of a fruit tree. It doesn't make noise while growing, but when it bears fruit, everyone notices. That's what happens to people with discipline. While others post goals on Instagram, you're building in silence. Reading great books, improving your skills, taking care of your mind. When no one expects it, you'll have made the leap. And that kind of life change, no one can ignore. If you really want to succeed, don't share your plans with those who can't understand your vision. Guard your goals like an inventor protects an idea before it's patented. Act, build, grow, without needing to prove anything to anyone. Because when you respect your process in silence, the whole world hears the sound of your victory. Now tell me, how long will you keep letting other people's emotions carry you away? How long will you allow small criticisms, random situations, and other people's opinions to dictate your mood, decisions, and even your destiny? You've learned here what most people ignore their entire lives. Real power is mental. And it starts in silence, discipline, and in the habits no one sees. The question is, will you apply it? Will you put into practice what can completely transform the way you live, work, and relate? Or will you just watch, close the video, and go back to the same routine, reacting like everyone else? It's time to act differently. Time to evolve, grow, and finally build the strongest version of yourself. If this content moved you in any way, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Because here, you're not just here to learn, you're here to change. And in the next videos, I'll show you exactly how to keep moving on this journey of personal growth, productivity, and life transformation. The choice is yours. But remember, the unbeatable aren't born, they're built. Let's go. And if this content helped you in any way, like the video now, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episodes of this journey. And share it with someone who also needs to wake up. Because knowledge only becomes transformation when it's shared.